So this is an urgent call to all of the graph holders within the cryptocurrency space. Today is November the 10th, 2023. Here we are. We're going to talk about how this may be the time to come through and just take off some of the profit that you've garnered in the graph over the last couple of trading days. The market has gone berserk. It's gone crazy. It completely went higher ever since we did our price prediction all the way back here on October the 25th, 2023. You guys can see that we anticipated that the market in the graph was strong, that it was bullish, and this is exactly what the price action has done. It went crazy. We expected the market to give us some minimal lift to the upside on October the 5th, 9.75% garner right there. If we were to get off the market right now in the graph, take a look, 46.16%. Now, let's talk about what we've seen over the last 4 or 5 trading days into the market, because you can tell when a lot of FUD or FOMO is entering the market by the spread of the price bars. All right, and you guys can see on these 2 days specifically that the graph have seen some monumental spread. Okay, on this one trading day, the market went from a low of 12.5 cents all the way up there to a high of almost 16 cents. So it went up. The spread of trading within that one day was around 4 cents. And then you go to the next day, November the 7th, about the same spread. Now, one of the biggest things that you can tell that we may begin to see price in the graph go lower is the amount of volume that came in on this day, November the 7th, and how the day ended. How did the day trade on November the 7th? You guys can see that we had a pretty big move to the upside around 17 cents, but then the market closed all the way down here around 14 cents. So what happened on this day? Well, I'll tell you, it was a lot of selling going on into the market in the graph. Someone with a whole lot of graph came through and said, all right, cool, I'm glad that the market is now up here around 60.5 cents. It's time for me to offload what I got. It's time for me to take my profit in the market in the graph. And that's exactly what they did. And this area right here would be the zone to which the graph is going through. This is where the sellers currently lie. Okay, so these buyers who bought, who's been pushing the price up in the graph, they need to take this zone out in order for the market to go higher in the graph. Now, looking at this to the left of the chart, you guys can see that price in the graph hasn't traded in this range since April of this year. So it's been a couple of months. So what should you be looking forward to in terms of where will the price go now in the graph? Okay. Now, if I just simply drew this downtrend line in the market in the graph, right? I want us all to look at this in relation to where the price in the graph currently is. Are we still trending down in the graph? Where's the price? It's around that area right now. So not only did we see a blow off top, not only are we seeing a zone of sellers up here around 16.5 cents to 17 cents, price is now at an area to where every time price hit that line, what happened to it? It came right back down. Okay, so let's look at this on a different time frame as well. Let me go ahead and show you the current trend to the market in the graph, because this will be important for us to know the overall direction that the price needs to hold. Meaning, we got the sellers up here at 60.5 cents. And this is where the buyers needs to be. In order for the price in the graph to continue to show this trend, they need to hold this line. If they do, cool. They don't, we already know the reason why, because there's a big amount of sellers up there around 60.5 cents. Okay, so this is the current layout of the price action into the market in the graph. Here it is on the 2-day chart. All right, so currently people feel as if that when the market in the graph came down to 12 cents, they thought that the price was cheap. Why would I say that? Well, because currently the price in the graph is around 13 cents. So they saw a big move to the downside in the graph, and they're like, cool, now it's time for me to get on and participate in this in this run up to higher prices. Because the market fell 27% in 2 days from high to low, or 4 days. Here it is on the 3-day chart. Take a look at the graph on the 5. Okay, here's the graph on the weekly chart. Real quick on the 2, real quick on the 3, real quick on the 5. Take a look at the graph on 330-minute chart. What do you guys think? On the 330-minute chart, I don't want you all to think that the selling is done, because looking at all of this volume here in relation to where the high came into the market in the graph, and then you saw this more selling coming into the market in the graph here, this tells you where the sellers are. So sellers are hitting the market in the graph right around this range. Okay. Now, the good thing is that the buyers currently still think that the graph is cheap right here. Okay. Take a look at this on the 1 hour chart. The buyers are still coming into the market because currently you can see as well that the market is making higher lows. So they still think that this price is cheap in the graph. They need to take out this 14-cent area though before we become a little bit more bullish and anticipating that the cryptocurrency is going to go higher. Here it is on the 3 hour chart, and again on the 5. Okay. So given what we've talked about, given what we've seen off of this chart right now in the graph, what do you guys think? I think price is going to go a little bit lower. Okay. I think all this volume down here over the last 5 days has been mostly selling. There has been instances where buyers has come in. I give you the credit. We can all see that off of the chart, but I think that the situation is changing. The dynamic is changing to where people feel as if they won't come in and buy now because they've, one, lost out on the move, and then two, you got other people who were already in the move taking profit, also pushing and increasing that selling pressure. So let me go ahead and do this real quick. We're going to anticipate that the graph is going to go lower. This is the first area. If the market in the graph does not break above 14 cents, we already know where the market's going to go. It's going to go down. And our first target would have to be anywhere in between where price currently is to this trend line. Okay. So the first target may be 12.5 cents, maybe 0.126, 4.67%. Second target would be there around 12, which is around 9 3/4. Okay. The next obstacle would be breakage of this trend line, and we will no longer see that the graph is bullish, and we might have to pull down our third target to around like 11 cents. Okay. So I'm not really looking for 11 cents yet, but I'll pull it down there just in case. And we don't want to see the market in the graph take out this high that occurred in June. Okay, so let me run that up there. Let me bring this over, and let's get rid of this zone there. And here it is. We're there. So this is the current expectation that I'm looking forward to. And as always, I give you all opportunity to determine and let me know what you guys think is about to happen next in the graph. Let me know. Make sure you maintain the profitability. And as always, trade different.